Now, some teams impose their own impediments to having a successful year, sometimes deliberately, sometimes not. Sometimes the league imposes those impediments. And in the case of the 49ers, they've kind of asked for part of it because now, this year, they've announced they're going to be playing in Mexico City, in addition to the game they're going to be playing in Melbourne. Week 1 in Melbourne. Mexico City, apparently it's going to be later in the year, week 13 or week 14. It adds up to a total travel obligation of 38,000 miles, with a caveat I'll explain in a second. And the easy reaction is, hey, they're just trying to get away from the electrical substation. Take us as far from that thing as we can. Go. But how is it not a factor? They're going to play in 3 different countries, and they're going to be the first team to play multiple international games that aren't in consecutive weeks. Last year, the Vikings did Ireland and London in back-to-back weeks, which was a lot easier than, going to Ireland and back to Minnesota and then going to England later in the year. That is far less of a burden, although, you're away for over a week, all told, from home. It's less of a travel burden when you're only going across the Atlantic Ocean one time back and forth. 49ers are going to be going to Australia, and then they come back, and they've got 2 trips to the East Coast. They have a game at Atlanta. They have a game at the New York Giants. My guess right now is when the schedule comes out in early May, they'll have those games in back-to-back weeks because we've seen that before. They'll go to the Greenbrier. They'll go somewhere else. They'll stay for the week in between the games. But it's just going to be a different kind of year for the San Francisco 49ers. What kind of an impact will it be in a very competitive division where they're dealing with the Rams, they're dealing with the Seahawks? And the margins can be very, very tight. It came all the way down to the final game of the regular season between the 49ers and the Seahawks for the 1 seed and the division title last year. It doesn't take much. 1 game here, 1 game there to change everything. It's going to be a challenge for the 49ers. They have a team that still can compete at a very, very high level, and they're going to be carrying a slightly heavier bag than everyone else, regardless of what happens with injuries or anything else. And the injuries can be the great equalizer or the great unequalizer, and we've seen the 49ers deal with a lot of injuries the past 2 seasons. They overcame them as best they could in 25. In 24, they didn't. Even if they stay completely healthy in 2026, that wear and tear, that stress, that just time stuck in an airplane and different schedules and lack of true consistency and continuity, that can be a factor. It's going to be a challenge for the coaching staff to make everything as normal as possible in a year that will be abnormal from a scheduling standpoint. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.